You're listening to The Mirror. I'm your host, Sophia Ha. In a world so obsessed with superficiality and beauty and youth, this podcast is a deep dive into self-inquiry, self-perception, and self-deception. Here we're going to be exploring our relationship with beauty, our fear of aging, and taking a real close look at the conditioning that blinds us from seeing who we really are. We're going to be doing a lot of unpacking here around self-sabotage and taking a look at what real radical self-ownership actually means. We'll dive into neuroscience and habit change and essentially break down what it really takes for true radical self-transformation. I'm going to be interviewing experts as well as sharing my own insights on how early childhood trauma affects the way we perceive ourselves, the way that we behave in relationships, and essentially the way that we show up or don't in the world. I've forever been fascinated with people that thrive despite super challenging circumstances. And I think I've been even more fascinated with people that get themselves into a rut and somehow, through radical self-ownership and honesty, are able to pull themselves out and entirely transform themselves and their lives. If I'm doing this podcast, I have to be super honest with you because that's what this podcast is all about. It's about realness with oneself. And I procrastinated this podcast for 20 years out of fear, self-sabotage, and insecurity. And I'll share more of that on other episodes, I'm sure. This podcast is for you if you're someone who cares about dismantling the layers of conditioning and deception that we've been living with for so much of our lives to finally free yourself from all of these false ideas around self. If this sounds like you are in the right place, and I cannot wait to dive into these conversations more deeply with you. You can learn more about me and The Holistic Facelift at theholisticfacelift.com. You can find me on socials at The Holistic Facelift, and definitely give us a follow on our IG at the.mirror.podcast for any updates for upcoming episodes. Until the next time, here's to you really seeing you.